Hey guys, it's just me, Lance, again. So your hero, the freedom fighter, Serene, she's in hiding. She calls it in hiding for her own safety, but the truth is she's on the run from the law and she's trying to avoid the inevitable prosecution. And I don't understand why. She knows the end's coming. She would have seen my video last night where I made my psychic prediction that she's under a criminal investigation by VicPol. She's well aware of that. She knows what's coming. She knows what she's done wrong. She knows she's siphoned off the money. She knows she's broken the law. So by coming out with this sob story today, it really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's going to buy her a lot of support from her followers. she's making it out like some sort of movie. She thinks she's Erin Brockovich, but she's not. She's just an out-and-out criminal. Yes, and I can say criminal. Now, if that wasn't true, she'd be litigating against Lucky Lance. She would have litigated me in the last year with the hundreds of videos I've made about her if they weren't true. She knows they're true. I know they're true. She knows I know they're true. But her followers don't know they're true. Her poor followers. I call them victims. And one day they're going to wake up and they're all going to inbox Lucky Lance and they're going to thank me and apologize for all the mean words they've said about me for exposing their hero, Serene Tefaha. Now, I'm not going to give up. I'll let you guys know your scams. I'm watching all your stuff. Obviously, I'm on a ban on the Facebook and even my Facebook's gone to shit. But what I've got is I've got the money to put into advertising. You guys won't spend money in advertising. Some of you don't have any money. But I ain't giving up. I ain't going anywhere. So I'm going to continue to expose all the scammers when I can. Put videos together. And now that I don't have a very good platform, I'll have to pump some good old-fashioned money. My own money. Not crowdfunding money and not stolen money. Like your hero, the only lawyer with the balls to stand up to the government. No, that's not the case. That's a narrative that she's painting for you guys. The reason why that is the only lawyer willing to come forward with these causes is because there is no cause, right? Otherwise, literally hundreds of lawyers would be screaming from the rooftops and coming forward, starting class actions. They'd be on the project. They'd be screaming blue murder, right? Nothing to see here. This has all been a big ruse. Now, I know that's hard to accept for all of her followers. Listen, I'm going to help you. You're sick. You need to get well. And Lucky Lance is here to help, right? One day you're going to see the light with my help. So I've written some notes down. Obviously, I got a little help from one of my learned friends just to put into perspective the court case that she has tomorrow. So I've seen one of the number one scammers, a real low-life scamming lady, or if maybe not a lady, but a woman. And she's, saying that tomorrow's hearing has been fast-tracked, right? So people are saying, oh, look how it's fast-tracked when it's against Serene, it's corruption, blah, blah. That hasn't been fast-tracked. Anyone that understands the system, right, which is none of you people watching, except for a couple of lawyers that watch my stuff. Thanks, by the way. I appreciate the support. See, now the reason why lawyers don't do what I do is, well, it's not good for business and it's just a little bit inappropriate. It's not the proper way because they're, proper professionals. Old Lucky Lance ain't no professional, so I can say what I like. Anyway, so I've taken some notes, so bear with me, all right? Bear with me while I fumble my way through my shitty videos. Sorry I don't have the skills of the scammers, but the scammers have had years of experience of game show applications and all sorts of grifting and different things that they've been involved in for a long period of time, trying to get famous and get into a position where they can fraudulently ask their followers for donations. Lucky Lance is new to the game, so bear with me. So, tomorrow's court case for Serene is stock standard process. And if anyone doesn't believe me, for the love of God, can someone out there in the internet land get your hands on a lawyer, right? So you don't just have to rely on Lucky Lance. Anyway, so it's stock standard process when you need to force someone to do something. They're seeking a Supreme Court... Let me start again. It's stock standard process when you need to force someone to do something. They're seeking a Supreme Court order to force her to do what she's required to do as a matter of law. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. They're seeking a Supreme Court order to force her to do what she's required to do as a matter of law. That's the facts here, right? Nothing to see here. It hasn't been fast-tracked just because it's Serene. And this has got nothing to do with her practicing certificate. So I see a lot of the low-life scamming dogs starting petitions and wanting you to email the judge. Do not annoy the judge's associate with hundreds of emails asking them to reinstate her practicing certificate. This has got nothing to do with her practicing certificate. Her practicing certificate is long gone. Thanks to fucking Lucky Lance, in a large part. Her practicing certificate is finished. She's not a lawyer anymore. They're not going to reinstate it. She's a criminal. She's under investigation. She's going to be in fucking jail, most likely, any time now. Hence why she's on the run from the authorities in what she calls a safe house. She paints that narrative, I'm in a safe house because I'm under danger from the government, right? It doesn't make any sense. It's a great, movie script, but it doesn't make any sense to me because you're barely prolonging the inevitable. The inevitable is prosecution and a big downfall for Serene. So to try to continue the lie and continue the narrative, I really don't understand the logic behind Serene's actions today with the video. We all saw it. Big sob story. It's really sad that so many people are going to fall for that story. Anyway, so do not harass the judge like some scamming low-life rats will ask you to do because you're just wasting court time and the courts are very busy doing very important work. So do not bother the judge. Tomorrow's hearing is to force her to do what she's required to do by law. She's refusing to hand over the details of the firm. I suspect, these are my words, I've had some help, obviously. Not always from who you think it is. Anyway, I suspect because she's trying to avoid the prosecution coming. That she knows coming. She watches my content. Anyway, and she knows what she's done. She's dumb as dog shit, but she ain't that fucking dumb. She knows what she's doing. She knows it's gotten away from her. She got the taste for money. First time in her life she's ever had any money. And then it's my assertion that she's got money in the trust account and the donations account, which she admits herself. And then I believe also she siphoned up off some of that money into her own bank account to keep, right? This is only pure speculation. I suspect when Serene knew the end was coming, she saw Lucky Lance was on a case reporting it to the media, to the Legal Services Board, the police. I could think she might have seen is my assertion that she saw the end coming and thought, why don't I get some of that money into my own personal bank account for when the authorities confiscate the accounts and take everything over. That's my theory. We'll see if that one's proven correct, like most of my other theories. Time will tell. The safe house stunt. Now, beautiful stunt. It's as good as the stunt of Peter Little out front of the police station, doing a big hoax video out front of the police station, serving legal documents at a police station, which is not where you serve legal documents. They're served in a courtroom. Sorry, not in a courtroom, in a court at the desk. Anyway. So this is the same thing what she's doing there. She's using Peter Little tactics, and as I've just recently found out that she's actually working with Peter Little. That's what I heard from, when I hear that from my crystal ball last night, if you remember the video. Anyway, so the safe house stunt, absolutely despicable behaviour. All it's doing, Serene, is prolonging the inevitable. You know you're a crook. I know you're a crook. You know you're going to get prosecuted. You know you're looking to go into jail. What's the point of prolonging this little scam any longer? It doesn't make any sense. I suppose, look, maybe she is smarter than I give her credit for. I mean, it will give her such support that even the true believers in her will believe it. Even when she gets prosecuted, they'll think that's just corruption and she was innocent all along. And then when she gets out of prison, or if she may, I don't know if she's going to prison, but I assume so, especially the way she's going. But anyway, so even after whatever prosecutions take place or may take place, she'll still have the support of the followers. And they'll still hold her as a hero who tried and fought the government. And the government did all these things to her, took her ticket, prosecuted her, and blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, she'll still have a bit of support, I suppose, and she'll still do her videos and maybe get some donations. So maybe that's what's going to happen. That's not a bad theory from old Lucky Lance. Now, the video from today where she's just sitting there calling everyone corrupt as usual, everyone's corrupt from me, Serene Tefaha. If she does find herself in front of a court at a sentence hearing for her crimes, videos like this, right, which show no remorse for her crime, will only make her sentence hearing much, much worse, right? So she should have thought about that. She should have thought about her plea material at the sentence hearing. Now, a video like that today shows absolutely no remorse. And if you don't show any remorse, you won't get any sympathy from the judge when it comes to sentencing, Serene. Anyway, take it from me, Serene. You don't know anything about the criminal courts. Take it from me. You fucked up real bad. You should be apologising, returning the money, admitting what you've done wrong, putting your hands up and going, I fucked up. And then you might have some mercy shown to you from the courts. when it comes time for sentencing. But you should have asked me that, Serene. I could have told you that. Anyway, don't listen to the low-life scamming dog trying to manipulate this story into a Erin Brockovich story. I think you know who I'm talking about. The scammers are very clever at capitalizing on every situation. So I was even really impressed at some of the scammers using this story, to capitalize on the whole grift. Really impressive. I've got to take my hat off to the scammers. You really do have the can-do attitude. It's just one foot in front of the other. No matter what damning information and evidence that you're faced with, you find a way to morph it into your favor, right? I'm actually impressed, as disgusted as I am impressed in the scammers. But good on you. You guys are smart. Well, sort of smart. Oh, look at me cup. Living the fucking dream. And I didn't have to scam 1 cent. No GoFundMe in sight. Anyway. And so tomorrow's court case has nothing to do with her practicing certificate, guys. Nothing. And you're all going to listen to the scammers and send emails to the judge. The judge is going to be like, the judge's associate, what the fuck's this about? Right? This is about forcing her to do what the court has already ordered her to do. What else? I'll go through my notes. Hang on, guys. Her practicing certificate is gone forever. She was disbarred for wrongdoing. Serene Tefahar was disbarred for wrongdoing. Don't fall for the narrative that her and her friends are trying to push to you guys to prolong the inevitable. I don't know why. I mean, they're grasping at straws, as they say. Don't fall for the scammers' narrative. Do not fall for the scammers' narrative. Okay, so what else did I write down to tell you today? Her vid, already told you this. Her vid of being in hiding is just a publicity stunt, which is just a useless attempt to avoid the inevitable prosecution, guys. And I'll be having a lot of I told you so moments in the near future. She admitted today, Advocate Me is only Serene, no one else. You see, today in a video, Advocate Me is me, so it's not any other law firm, which is crazy because she said she needs money to pay staff, but now it's only her. I mean, listen, her fucking lies. It's too many for me to sit there and mark down. I could sit there and do a video and point out every single lie she said. I just really couldn't be fucked. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best, guys. But she admitted today, Advocate Me is only me, no one else. Caught out lying again, once again, Serene. So, and also, she writes her post in the third person. So you see her post that she says someone else is writing it on her behalf. So they're always written in the third person, but that's her writing it. So she's writing about herself in the third person because, as she says, she doesn't have staff, or maybe she does have staff. There's so many lies. There's too many for me to keep up with. But anyway, in case you haven't seen the video, I'm just going to play a bit of it for you. And I might try and do, even though I'm not tech savvy, I might try and do a bit of a Tom Tanuki style video where he plays a bit, gives some commentary, played a bit more. I might give that a shot for some of, what's that called, reaction video. I've always wanted to do that, but I don't know how to do the format in the background. I don't even know how to use a computer. I'm fucking useless, all right? So I'll play the video. Let's watch it together, guys. In fact, this is going to be a long video. But anyway, and I'll see if I can't give you a little bit of the old Lucky Lance commentary. Let's go.
4 days. I had to go into hiding.
All right.
Hi everyone, this is Serene Tefahar from Advocate Me. It has been a really stressful and extremely overwhelming 4 days. I had to go into hiding because...
Big fat lie, Serene, you lying, scamming, low-life rat. You didn't have to go into hiding. You're on the run. You're on the fucking run. You're avoiding the inevitable prosecution because you are a criminal, Serene. And they're saying you have to go into hiding because you're in some sort of danger. That is just a publicity stunt to get more sympathy from your viewers. Disgusting. To lie to get sympathy like that, that is a fucking despicable person. A really, really despicable, dishonest person. Guys, if you've got any friends that fall for this shit, send them my video. Enlighten them. We need to get people woke. as they say. Anyway, sorry.
Of what was happening around my property. Furthermore, the threat from Jacob Uljans and Ray Small from the VLSB. They feel that they might have powers to come in with a police officer to break through my doors. I don't think I...
When you break the law, the police do have powers to break through your door, Serene, you fucking idiot. Right? And what do you call it? You haven't done what you've been asked, which is why you're in court tomorrow. Fucking lying sack of shit.
I could cope with two men being present in that way.
She couldn't cope with two men being in her home.
What has occurred now is that there has been an influx of so much support, and I'm so grateful, but the Victorian Legal Services Board, clearly egged on as a government regulator by no one else but government, has now commenced proceedings against me in the Supreme Court of Victoria. Yesterday, at approximately 3:11 p.m, I had sent an email to Jacob Uljans setting out that Advocate Me is really not an entity in itself. Advocate Me is me, Serene Tefaha, as a sole practitioner. So when people come and deal with me, they're dealing with me as the legal entity. I am the person. You can't just come and cancel my license as a legal practitioner.
They can cancel your practicing certificate, Serene, you lying fucking idiot. Of course they can cancel it for wrongdoing because you are a criminal on the run.
There is no legal practice. I am the legal practice. There's not a separate legal entity.
There is no legal practice, and you are not the legal practice either. You're disbarred. So you are not the legal practice. Hence why they needed to take it off you and freeze all your accounts.
I am that legal entity. People are dealing with me. I am the practice. It's not a name. Advocate Me is not just a separate name like other corporate legal entities that, have hundreds of lawyers, and so their reputation is more built on the entity itself rather than the person. The sole practitioners are different. It's us that people want to deal with. It's me. I am the product. I'm the service.
Who's us?
That people want to deal with. So you can't just come and hijack
Yes, they can.
me as a person. You can't hijack my legal entity.
Yes, they can.
Without being officially put as a trustee. Those are the rules and
They
the
can.
laws that apply.
You don't know nothing about rules.
You cannot deal with any clients without their consent, instruction or approval. And that is also something that is protected under the law.
I never know what that means.
Unfortunately, today we're dealing with unlawfulness.
By you.
We're dealing with a government that has gone rogue, regulators that have gone rogue, and now, to add to my roll call, the Supreme Court of Victoria.
Going rogue? You're literally going rogue right now.
To place an urgent application in less than 24 hours and have a full hearing booked in. Now, I didn't know...
Now, this is the narrative that the scammers are trying to spin. Obviously, I just realised I got it from her. That is the usual process, like I told you at the start of this video, for it to be... It's not fast-tracked, right? It's because she hasn't done what she's been court ordered to do. So, of course, she's going to be brought before the court straight away, if they can find her, because she's on the run.
Yesterday at 3:11 p.m, I got notified. I sent Jacob Uljans a letter.
Before I forget, I've got to tell you a fucking funny story. So she was complaining that she had to read about her cancellation of her ticket in the paper. And she's really upset that they didn't tell her first, which is fucking stupid. They did tell her first. She just didn't check her email. You see how these little white lies that Serene does every day, or that one, she probably did that one by mistake, might not have been a deliberate lie. But all these little lies, they add up, right? So she says that they went to the media first, right? It was actually lucky Lance going to the media first. But anyway, what do you call it? They did tell her first, right? But she didn't check her email, right? And then next minute it was in the paper before she checked her email. And she's trying to say they notified the papers before me. They notified her before the papers, okay? But she just simply didn't check her email. So, guys, keep an open mind when you're listening to Serene talk, because most of it is hogwash.
Saying to him, my clients don't give him permission. There's no approval. And I am the legal entity, Serene Tefaha, not Advocate Me.
Not anymore, you're not.
You can't sue Advocate Me. You can only sue me, Serene Tefaha.
You could be getting sued
So
real
I
soon.
Get that,
Trust me.
a notification of us, they're seeking an injunction to get all my client information, and going a step further, they want all my information from 2016 now.
Yes.
Even for not
Because you've been
existing
scamming since then.
clients. And furthermore, and in the most absurd injunctive relief, they're seeking to have me completely muzzled, not just as a legal practitioner, but as a helper, an amicus curiae, as a friend of the court, as an advocate, as an investigator.
Of course they need to. You're a criminal.
Anything
Of course they have to muzzle you.
to do with
That's what you do with a bad dog that bites. You need to muzzle that dog.
My human right to
Silly
be
woman.
a helper of other humans. So the Victorian Legal Services Board has the audacity to put in this injunction a request to muzzle me entirely. That she's just not allowed to help anyone out anymore. That's it.
Not allowed to scam anyone anymore.
The vexatiousness, the maliciousness in this is self-evident. And the fact that
Pot calling the kettle
I'm
black.
not told at all what the hearing will be about today at 2:15 p.m. I don't know. I thought it was a directions hearing because I simply was not told what it's about.
You wouldn't understand anyway,
So the
Serene.
hearing
Fuckwit.
today, I got another letter from Lander and Rogers, who are now representing VLSB, another one to add to the roll call, and they basically said, here's an invitation from the court. Now, why am I getting an invitation from the court? From the plaintiffs, representatives. What, you've just lifted the VLSB, had this conversation. Excuse me, Supreme Court, would like to have a hearing tomorrow. Can you do it? Yeah, sure, we'll do it. No directions, no procedural fairness, no natural justice.
That's a lie right there. She needed to be brought before the courts tomorrow because she hasn't done what the court has ordered her to do. Nothing else. And of course it's not fast-tracked. It was done in the usual speed. The usual processes have taken place here. Don't be fooled by this narrative, guys. That's bullshit, right? She doesn't even actually know what she's talking about. In this instance, I'd say she's probably not lying. She's just misguided because she doesn't know the law. She's been in court very little times. The only one recent time that I know of that she's actually been in a courtroom in Queensland, the two judges up there had to report it to the Legal Service Board, which was the nail in the coffin on her losing her ticket. Okay, so she hasn't had much experience in a court. So take that with a grain of salt, yeah? She's a fucking idiot. Of course, the court is doing what it has to do, what it's supposed to do. The Victorian Legal Services Board, I'm very proud of them. They've done a good job. Don't buy into this shit that the Legal Services Board are corrupt. They're definitely not corrupt, trust me. And they do. There's a thing called separation of powers, guys. So look into that. Google it.
So I have 7 days from last Thursday, meaning until Friday this week, to put an appeal against the appointment of the manager. I have 28 days to challenge the cancellation, but apparently they can attack you during your right of appeal. Now, this is interesting. I will give you the right of appeal on paper, but we'll still come.
They're not attacking her before her appeal. They're ordering to do what the court ordered her to do. Right? So now she refused, so they're bringing her before the court. It's got nothing to do with her appeal. More lies.
For you and seek a legal action in the court when it's my right of appeal, not yours. My right of appeal. But all the rules of law, the rule of law goes out the window when you're talking about the VLSB special relationship. Could we do a hearing? Thank you. So I only get told
Defamation right there, Serene.
Question. So why am I getting this information? And Lander and Rogers goes, oops, we forgot to let you know that it's a full hearing. Pretty much my right to file a notice of appearance to have representation has been vetoed out. They've had a bit of a hearing without me yesterday, a bit of a to and fro without me yesterday, and they didn't tell me anything till apparently, oversight from us at approximately 8 p.m. at night. I have 3 hours business.
I'll be honest, guys, I don't really know what she meant there. She could be right or wrong. Fucking no commentary on that bit. I don't really know. I know where I'll be putting my money.
hours apparently to get ready for a hearing and put submissions and have a legal representative, according to the Supreme Court of Victoria, according to Justice Forbes, who's agreed to have this hearing in less than 3 business hours. I'm supposed to be ready. Less than 3
That's how serious the trouble you're in. That's why.
I'm supposed to be ready.
Because you haven't taken the court's direction, so they're forcing you.
Sleep
Acting in a timely manner, which is great.
Time, 18 hours. But 3 business hours to be ready. Thank you to the Supreme Court of Victoria for letting everyone know that you're involved in this corruption and serious maladministration. It's
all those comments, right? So just remember I told you, when she's being litigated against, all these comments we played in the court, so just remember I told you. See, that's all defamation right there, and untrue.
Unheard of that you would have a hearing that quickly. I filed the detention towers class action 19th of March. The government had 10 days to file a notice of appearance, and the court has still not booked a hearing.
It's not the same thing. Don't listen to that. This is a different type of court case than what she's talking about. We all know, if you've been to court, that there's huge delays all the time, and sometimes it's months, sometimes it's years. In this case, in this instance, this is not the case. The court has to bring it before the court because she's refused to do what the court had already ordered her to do, right? To hand over the paperwork. She hasn't. So, of course, they'll be bringing her straight before the court, okay? It's got nothing. It's not the same thing as what she's talking about, how long it took her to, get a hearing for her, bullshit class action.
1 month on, but no, for the VLSB, for the government, it's less than 3 business hours. It's fine. A-okay, mates. A-okay. We'll have you in.
See that right there? That's when Serene's lying. See when she gets sarcastic, right? That's when she knows she's lying, but she knows that type of narrative really resonates with her victims. I mean, followers. No, victims. They're victims. So more lies right there from the main grifter, Serene.
Right. So this is what's happening, Justice Forbes, today. I asked for an adjournment. Affidavits, I can have thousands of affidavits.
That's the other thing, Serene. It wouldn't matter if it's called in 3 hours or 3 weeks or 3 months. It wouldn't help you. This is not something you can prepare for, right? You've done the wrong thing. There's no defense, right? No amount of time would allow you to come up with some fucking harebrained story to get you out of the trouble that you're in. So it wouldn't matter. You don't need time to prepare. There's nothing to prepare for, Serene. That's the point here, right? You can't prepare for this type of thing. You best embrace it and get it over and done with. Rip the Band-Aid off really quick and admit your wrongdoing and take your punishment. Take your medicine, Serene. So, usually you'd be given a long time to prepare. But this is not something she needs to prepare for, okay? There's nothing to prepare for.
Sworn in by my clients, by people of Victoria, by the people of Australia. Thousands of affidavits we will have before the court.
Oh, what did that do?
I dare you to adjourn this matter today if you had any ounce of procedural fairness and natural justice, but this is an ambush. And so this is what I say to you, Justice Forbes. You do your worst so I can do my best. That's right.
Where'd you read that?
Heard that? You go ahead and do your worst whilst I do my best. What, you going to have me shackled? Contempt of court?
Sensationalism?
What? You going to get the Vic Police? You guys know my home address. Only the Vic Police and Vic Roads knows my home address. How did you get your hands on that? Again, can we please...
She's not at home. She's in a safe house.
Please get her home address? Yeah, sure. No worries. All good. That's how it works. So clearly you guys are very worried about me. You want to muzzle me from being any voice. From you know...
What are you talking about? Of course they can get your home address easily. It's all on the record. And anyway, what do you call it? Look at this fucking dog. She needs to be muzzled.
Want me to exist. Serene never had the voice, the name that shall never be spoken.
Trust me, they are not scared of this woman, Serene. She is nothing to fear for the government. Trust me. I mean, not much does scare the government, but especially a crackpot lawyer like this. What do you call this? Legal Service Board are not scared of her either. They just have to struck her off for wrongdoing. It's simple. She's been involved in wrongdoing for a long time now. She's a pest. She's brought the legal system into disrepute, and she's presented a lot of misinformation and brought a lot of misery and pessimistic attitudes towards the judiciary with their lies, calling judges corrupt and calling Wait, guys, can you name one person she hasn't fucking called corrupt on a video? So, the Legal Services Board have done the right thing by getting rid of her because she's a fucking shit stain on Australia, not just the legal system. So, my hat off to the Legal Services Board. Sorry, I mean, you took a bit longer than I would have liked, but in the end, I know you guys are busy. You did the right thing. You done a good thing. So, anyway, back to the video.
Advocate me the name that shall never be heard.
Hopefully.
Well, you've really played your cards, and I'm about to play my ones. I have ambition. I have drive to change the systems in this country. I am not going to be criticised or put down or belittled because as a woman, as a young woman,
I'm not going to be criticised or put down as a woman. Well, sorry, Serene, you're not going to like this. You're a scamming, low-life fucking dog, right? And you're not going to change anything in Australia whatsoever. You don't even have a practicing certificate before. You didn't even have much power when you had it. The only power you had when you had it was to grift and scam your vulnerable victims out of their hard-earned money, some of them up to $7,000, which has been reported to the police, along with many other things. So, yeah, debunked again, Serene.
I have that ambition and I have that drive to make...
Ambition? What are you talking about, ambition? Until you started grifting this year, you didn't even pay GST, which means your law firm earned under $70,000 a year, the lowest paid lawyer in Victoria's history. And you talk about ambition. Your ambition is to grift. But what's happened is it's gotten away from you, Serene. It all got fucking out of hand. And you started putting stuff in the money in the trust account and the donations account and your personal account. Now you're under investigation. You've lost your ticket. It's all gone to fucking shit. And you're talking about ambition. Serene, you're looking at going to prison. So use your ambition in jail. Maybe you can get a job as a billet, the meals billet, or the gardener. That's about the only ambition you're going to need. Silly woman. Fucking thing, come on. Low battery mode, okay.
Make Australia great again.
Make Australia lucky
Make
again.
Australia proud. Our children proud of who we are. That we don't accept violence. The Australian culture isn't about that.
We don't accept violence. You stood in front of that fucking bunch of retards at the protest saying, if it takes blood on the streets, so be it. And now you're saying, mate, this is fun. I'm going to do more of these from now on, guys. I'm really enjoying this. It's the first time I've done this reaction video, whatever it's called.
The Australian culture isn't about that. The Australian culture is about welcoming people. It's about being proud. It's protecting our neighbours. Doesn't matter what culture, religion, gender, wherever they come from. Sexuality, doesn't matter. It's about protection. It's about love. It's about sharing. It's about she'll be right. That's what the Australian culture is about. What has become now, it's become hijacked.
By you.
Hijacked.
And your grifting, scamming
by
rat mates.
Corporate. Chills. Corporate. The corporation has taken over everything. And Justice Forbes, I will not be attending today. I will not be attending for your ambush. You think about it. You think really hard about what you're going to do today. You think really hard about the fact that you allowed a full hearing to go ahead in less than 24 hours. That the court had my email.
I've explained the reasons for that twice now.
Communicate with me directly. You wanted the plaintiffs to communicate with me, the representatives. They didn't. They failed to do that. 8 p.m. at night. I got told I need to file a notice of appearance. Well, less than 3 business hours I have to be ready by 12 p.m.
You had a lot longer, Serene. They're only calling you to the court because you refused to do what the court ordered you to do. So, of course, you're going to be in front of a fucking judge, quick smart, right? Because you're in breach of what the court had asked you to do. Fucking hell, man. Shut up, Serene. You're such an idiot.
And today, apparently, submissions and all. Wow. Oh, they've had time to plan this one. But no, Serene Tefaha, you only get 3 hours. That's it. You got to be ready. Because we say so. Well, I say this to you, Justice Forbes. You better be ready.
Oh.
You better be ready for me. You better be ready for thousands of people. You better be ready for an appeal. The Supreme Court of Victoria has now given me the evidence of where they stand in all of this. I'm not making this up. You guys document yourself so well in writing. Is that why you want to hijack my accounts? We wonder how much more information she's got on us.
Hijack the accounts. She's under criminal investigation, so that's why they're hijacking the accounts, because she's a criminal. Fucking hell.
Yeah. What does she know? You guys document yourself real well. It doesn't take a genius to work out your corruption and serious maladministration. You don't like what I have to say? Then allow me to ventilate it in a proper court of justice. But you don't want to play that. You want to play dirty games. Well, I'll tell you something. I'll never get dirty. I'll always be honest. I have the right for 7 days of the right of appeal.
Oh my God, she'll always be honest. That's some... Her lying is taken to the next level. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're talking about a crowdfunding scammer spent that last year gathering hundreds of thousands of dollars off vulnerable victims feeling pessimistic about the system. And she's been disbarred for these actions. She's looking at criminal charges because she's broken the law for these actions. And, oh, this is fucking hysterical. Anyway, let's keep going.
You've just hijacked that from me. By booking in a 2-hour hearing today, you've hijacked my right of appeal. And these are rights we fought real hard for in Australia. Rights of appeal that have gone out the window, rights of review that have gone out the window in the last 12 months. The right to be heard, the right to dispute it, the right to put your evidence across, the right to be represented. You go ahead, Justice Forbes.
We haven't lost our right to be represented, for the record. More absurdities.
My clients have the right not to have their information ransacked by a government regulator.
The reason why their information, if that's true what you said, have their information ransacked, Serene, is because of your criminal wrongdoing, right? So that's your fault. So her followers need to be angry at her for making this happen, right? So if the government regulators are going through her client's details, that's because of her wrongdoing. It's called cause and effect, Serene. So you should apologise to these people, not blame the government for your actions. Ridiculous.
To bring actions against the government. Victorian Legal Services Board made itself clear they want to hijack my litigation. And they said that to the media. The Age reported that. It's in writing. The Age reported that. They will never do that over my dead body.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So sorry guys, that's a long video. I've got a small audience now. Obviously my Facebook's gone to shit. And views are down like crazy, but I do have, I don't know, what is it, 50, 100, 150 or something really staunch, loyal to the core followers that find this interesting. So sorry to anyone that's not part of our little network if this was boring to you, but even with my really small audience now that I've got, I have the time anyway. So I still feel the need to put my opinions out there like this for that, whatever it is, 100, 200, whatever it is, staunch, loyal followers that love to hear from me. So I'm here for you guys, so whether it's viral videos or it's, I'm just sharing my opinions and information with the small crew that I've got, it's still just as worth it for me. Although I did love having viral videos, but there's a few hundred people, maybe it's 1,000, whatever, of staunch, loyal followers that love to hear from me. So I do this just for you, even for the tiny audience. To me, it's still worth it. But I'm not going to give up. I've got ambitions, as Serene said, I've got ambitions myself. So I'm not planning on stopping. I'm hoping maybe to be part of some other Facebook pages and continue my mission, my life goal to expose wrongdoing. It's part of my redemption, actually. So part of redemption is to right your wrongs and also to call out wrongdoing where you see it, not just ignore it like a lot of people do. Now, I'm in a blessed position where I can expose scams a little bit better than some in terms of the access I have to legal eagles and academic type people. So I try to get that information and then put it into my words and try to share it with my followers. But what I was saying is I'm not going to give up. right? When I get back from my ban, and when I am legally allowed to expose some of the people I want to expose, I'm working on that. I will put more videos together. I will put up my own videos, and what I'll have to do is I'll have to get out the old magic card, wherever it is. There's usually a water fucking cache here somewhere. I'll find it. I'll show you. Ooh. I usually find a fucking ton of money in this fucking thing sometimes. Here we go. What's in here? So I'll take, oh, there's not a lot there. There's a little bit. But yeah, I'll take a few grand and I'll pump some money into Facebook page boosts. I've done that a few times and you do get great results from it. So the reason why I'm telling you all this is that I'm not going away. I'm going to continue. I am about to start a new business in a week. I get the keys to my new business. Probably won't talk about that on my Facebook page, and keep that separate. And I say that, but then 2 minutes later I'll be filming there. Anyway, but I'm even when I'm working, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue. I've got big plans to continue to expose the scammers. Some of them I've already taken down. Some I'm halfway there. Some I'm a long way off. Like Mike Palmer. He's been going 30 years. He's a fucking pretty clever guy. That's going to take a while. Anyway, so I've got big plans. I just want to let my loyal followers, that small group of people that I was just talking about, I want to let you guys know that even though when the page is going to shit or it's shut down or I'm banned, whether I'm working and don't have as much time, I'm never going to lose sight of the goal to expose all of the fucking scammers. And the plan is to continue. I've got some court cases coming up. I'll fight them, hopefully beat them. Then I can come back out with some more material. And the plan is when I'm off my ban, off the intervention orders, put some content together. It'll never be great. There'll be always a lot of ums and ahs and whatnot. I'm never going to be a fucking like a news reporter or like one of the good scammers. One of the scammers. They talk really well. They've been at it for fucking years. But where I'll make up for those shortfalls in tenacity and dedication. So I promise you, I will continue. I've got plenty of plans in the future, and I'm even willing to put my money where my mouth is. And when I'm in the position to share some great content, I'm planning to put a few grand. I'm not sure how much, but I'm prepared to put some money behind it, which gets the message out, right? And quickly. So if you try to build up your following slowly, it takes years and years, and you might get 100 or 200,000 followers after years if you stick with it, if you don't get banned. We can't wait for that. I can't wait for that. So I'll put some money behind it. I'll continue to get help from Legal Eagles where I can. I'll continue working with the MSM to expose scammers where I can. So I just want to make a promise to the people watching this. I assume anyone that got to the 42 minutes is only my diehard supporters. I'm not going to say fans. I'm not fucking famous. But loyal, beautiful supporters that I have. I just want to make a heartfelt promise to you guys that I'll do my best. And like I just said, I'll put some money towards it. I'll put some effort towards it. I'll put my heart and soul into exposing all these scammers, because I know a lot of you people out there feel exactly the same way as me. Now, there's a whole heap of other people I've been contacting recently that they're on the same page. I'm trying to work with them. I'm getting a bit confused. I'm getting a lot of messages. I forget who's who. I'll speak to some people on the phone. So there is some plans to branch out and work with some other anti-scammer activists like Lucky Lance. So I'll continue to pursue that as well. But yeah, here's my promise to you. I won't give up. I won't give up. Even when I start a new business, when I'm working, I will still find time and I'll do my best, and I'll even put some money behind it. What do you call it? That's it. So I'll leave it at that. All right. See you guys. Oh, see you, Serene. I know you're fucking watching, you scamming fucking dog. All right. See you guys.